All right, welcome back. I guess you may have noticed I didn't film one last week. I came down sick Sunday with COVID again, so I was out and had to quarantine last week. But while I was out sick, George DeBusk and Dylan Bagnall were trying a case. They picked it up on Monday, and it was State versus Ismail Dickerson. Mr. Dickerson is 45 years old from Myrtle Beach, and apparently stabbed the victim multiple times. I don't know that there ever was a motive for that, but resulting in his death. Again, Dylan Bagnall has been with our office a couple of years, and George DeBusk has been here for probably 25. So we try to pair up people like that to work together. Dylan is doing a fine job, and this was his first time leading a case. So he did really, really good. Part one of this was actually a stand your ground about a month ago. And, you know, I've told you on our videos before that stand your ground is a great concept in principle, but the only people that really use it is people that shouldn't be using it. And that's what happened here. They tried to say, you know, he had every right to kill him, and the judge ruled with us on the stand your ground, and then the jury ruled with us on the murder conviction. So he received life imprisonment without possibility of parole. A couple of things on that. In South Carolina, we always, from prosecutor standpoint, we're always hollering about truth in sentencing. We want the people to know exactly what the people are getting. That is really truth in sentencing. When it's life without parole, that means you die in prison. They leave you a minute to make sure you're not breathing, and then they take you out. We call it pine box life because they take you out and bury you. And that's what Mr. Dickerson got. Of course, he'll have appeals, he'll have PCRs, all of that. But he received life without. Now, that is a sentence under, in murder, you can get anywhere from 30 to life, or in certain cases, you could get the death penalty. What happened here, so that was on the table, 30 to life. But what happened here, because of Dickerson's prior record, he had a strike on his record, which means he had been convicted of a most serious offense. Now, I don't know what that was. I'm not saying, I don't have his record in front of me. But other most serious offenses would be manslaughter, armed robbery, rape in the first degree, kidnapping, any of those things, attempted armed robbery, I think. Any of those would be most serious. So in South Carolina, in most places you get 3 strikes and you're out. In South Carolina, it's 2 strikes and you're out if you get convicted of a second penalty, a second most serious offense. Then it's life without parole. We have to go ahead and serve them with notice that that's what we intend to seek. But Dylan did all of that, and now he's looking. There's a 3-strike law in South Carolina, and if you think of those crimes that I just mentioned as most serious, there's a level right under that called serious offenses. So you got most serious and serious, and usually it's anything that carries 20 years or above. But things that would be serious might be burglary, second violent. It could be some of the lesser rapes. It could be breach of trust when you steal money over a certain amount. That's one of those that's kind of an oddity. But a combination of 3 strikes there, and you have life in prison without possibility of parole. So Judge Culbertson sat in on Dickerson's case, but once he was convicted, the judge really doesn't have a say if he is served under this life without parole. there's only one sentence if you're convicted, and that sentence, legal sentence, is life without possibility of parole, and that's what he got. This week is sort of messed up. We're out of court, but we'll be back in court next week. Court terms, another thing, court terms are set by court administration. The prosecutor used to help out with that and said this would be more beneficial for Horry or Charleston or wherever the prosecutor was calling from. But now they don't want to hear from prosecutors anymore. So court administration picks it based upon what the administrative judge comes up with. And what they came up with in October was like 3 out of 4 weeks being in court, but none of them with a plea judge. It was always trial or certain other uses of court time. So pretty unusual for Horry County, but we'll be back in next week, and we've already got a trial roster out. So I'll come back and update you as to how that's going. If you got any questions, like always, please leave a comment or email us. We get quite a few of those, and we'll try to answer them for you.